Welcome to the Social Ad School. Imagine, if you will, you get a brand new client and you're super stoked. And this client is in a brand new market. So you're thinking, oh crap, this is gonna take a lot of footwork, a lot of research, a lot of time and effort, and I only quoted them a certain price, and I wasn't really budgeting out the amount of time it's gonna take to get this thing done right because it's a brand new client in a brand new market. It takes a lot more research. So Tom and I today are going to talk about a way that you can shave 2 weeks of time of your effort of digging in and figuring out the research for this client. And we're going to help you get that down to about 2 days, maybe a weekend. What do you say, Tom? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, and I want to make you look super duper smart to your
Yeah.
client as well,
Yeah.
because you're going to be brimming with ideas. It's going to be awesome. All right, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. All right. All right, so you're going to take your whatever client, whatever niche you're working in. Now you probably did a client call already, so you should have a background, general info on what you're doing, what you're writing for, what the needs are. And if you're writing, Facebook ads, you're writing emails, you're writing, um, anything, you got to get up to speed on the language. You got to get up to speed on the pain points and all that stuff, what they want. But more importantly, you got to get inundated with the actual language people are using and get your avatars on point. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Facebook groups. Okay. I was going to say Reddit too. Reddit does work as well for this. I go to Facebook groups and I find probably the 2 or 3 most popular Facebook groups surrounding the topic. So whether it's weightlifting or arts and crafts, whatever it is, there's likely going to be a Facebook group. Preferably, there should be thousands and thousands and thousands of people posting every single day, asking questions and people answering. So that's what you're looking for. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for questions of like, is this happening to anyone else, or is anyone else struggling with this, or can I get people's opinion on this? And you're going to look for answers of pain points and strong language, and when people are like, oh, I really wish this would happen, or oh, that's the kind of stuff you're looking for. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a document. We can actually show you. I'm actually starting an offer on my own in the chronic fatigue space. And I've actually put together a fears and frustrations, wants, desires, and benefits / ideas outline in literally a weekend. And I know who I'm writing to. I know the top pain points. I know what to say. And I can completely get involved with these avatars now just from this sheet in a weekend. Now, research is constant. It's ongoing. You're writing your sales page, maybe you have an idea and you have to look up how you can prove it. So by all means, this is not the end all solution, but this is going to get you started to the point where you can write Facebook ads, you can write emails. Okay. You might be even able to write a whole sales page with this. Okay. But I'm not saying this is everything you need, because everything you need, I mean, you can keep doing research for literally forever, So, but this is all you need to pick up, get started, and have minimum a dozen ideas. Okay. So what I've done is, from a Facebook group and some Reddit forums, is I've gone through and identified fears, frustrations, and pain points and just copy and pasted them into this document. Now, I printed mine out and I have it highlighted, all the strong language. And on here, you can see I underlined some things. But in that first bullet, you'll see on the last sentence, you'll see, or not the last sentence, but in the middle there, it says, but the fatigue always comes back, the mental fogging and everything. Does this pattern happen to others? That's the type of language we're looking for. But the fatigue always comes back, right? So there's always some sort of problem that's nagging at someone else. Okay. And just to mention, if it happened to one person, it's likely happening to other people, but even better, other people, even if it's not happening to them, they can probably relate to it. Like everyone thinks you have to have the exact language correct. And in one sense, it's true. But if you're just saying stuff that people can at least relate to, that's also just as effective, right? I mean, that's why people like movies. Like, I myself am not Batman, but I like to think I can relate to Batman. So, um, it's good. It's good. This is perfect. So you can get all these ideas and you know the exact language that people can relate to.
So
Okay.
when you got this list here, is this something that you scraped from a Facebook group?
Yeah, this is all from a Facebook group.
Cool.
And another thing to look for is look for posts with a lot of comments and look for posts with a lot of interactions or likes or whatever, because that means it kind of hit a nerve. So
Hmm.
this is like all from posts that got a lot of comments, that had a lot of emotion to them. And I'm literally just copy and pasting.
Cool.
And you're looking for now, you're going to copy and paste it, and then you're going to go for hot button phrases. Like now they hit me with overwhelming confusion. I feel it's best indeed to pace on these days or even take advantage of it if I'm going to crash. You know, you just start going through highlighting these things. Um, 5 years of some relief, then 8 to 10 week crashes, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I have a quick question. So,
yeah,
you basically just act like, you're part of the group. Nothing sketchy, but you're just there to kind of learn and figure things out. But first, a lot of these groups, they're private. So
yeah,
how do you recommend, getting into a private group?
yeah. So, well, the whole idea is you're going to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Now, if you are just a random outsider with no input,
Yeah.
um, one, I think that's kind of weird if
Yeah, it
you're
is.
selling to a group that you don't have compassion for or can relate to.
There
So
you go.
I could at least relate to, like, I used to be pretty tired all the time. I just thought it was my normal state.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm really into exercise as well. I like fishing, hunting. If I was in a volleyball group,
Hmm.
uh, yeah, that's just like, I mean, I guess it's legal and fine, but you know, yeah, private groups are going to have questions you have to answer, and so they're going to try to vet you. Uh, I mean, I would personally suggest to market to things you enjoy, but if this is a client you're writing for, per
Hmm.
se, um, maybe you could ask if you could join as the client, if that makes you feel better, or you could ask the client to answer the questions, get enough knowledge to answer the questions.
Sure.
You could even tell people you're doing surveys. Now, they might not like that, so it's probably best to enter the group as the client.
Yep.
But
I think as long as you're interested in what the group is doing and you have some way of giving some good feedback, even chiming in on some discussions or just showing that you're not just a taker, but you actually have something to give. That kind of relieves the pressure of, I'm not really wanted here, or that feeling like I'm an outsider. But I mean, the more that you can fit in and feel good and
yeah,
hang out with people, the better as a copywriter, because you want to have people open up and be themselves.
literally, literally.
Yeah.
And you can even ask people questions. Like I gave in the fatigue group, I gave people exercise advice. And
Nice.
they go, "Oh, thank you. Thank you." And then, yeah, like that's my contribution. I can ask other questions and I'm sure people will be happy to answer. Like, has anyone else experienced this? And people go, "Oh, I haven't had that, but I've had this." And it's like, "Oh, that's
Nice.
interesting.
Yep.
I didn't know about that." Boom, I'm going to write an email about that. Right?
Hmm.
So that's where we kind of things start to snowball.
Yeah.
Um, as you go through your fears and frustrations, you're going to have ideas. Now, in the side column, you're just going to
Hmm.
write the concept down. So I have a printed thing right in front of me. But I was going through it and
I
people
mean,
kept
you're just
talking
going off. I mean, you have a ton of stuff here.
ton of stuff. And this
Yeah.
goes on for like 4 pages of fears and frustrations.
Wow.
And people were like, I keep getting, crashes come out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, stop getting blindsided by crashes. There's a concept for an email
Hmm.
or a Facebook ad, right?
Yeah.
That's just an idea for a Facebook ad. And then I just wrote it down in the column.
Yeah. It
And
just overtakes you and you have no choice but to give into
exactly.
it.
Yeah, isn't that is copy
Yeah.
right
I
there.
mean, that's perfect language.
That's a perfect hook,
I wake up
right?
exhausted, lightheaded, and off balance most mornings now. That sucks.
Yeah. And some people, and then I have again another concept written in the column. It says, feel like you're cured, then you crash again. It's a
Mhm.
cycle. So this whole idea that it's a cycle and you have to break the cycle, boom, that's a second idea. So right then off of one page, I have 2 Facebook ideas or 2 email ideas, just like that. And I'm sure I could dig out probably 5 more off this page, maybe even more.
Totally.
Um, so as you can see, this can be very, very effective. Now I go on with the fears and frustrations for literally 4 pages, and I get to once and aspects, and that's when you can really start piecing things together. Because you just went through all these pain points and like what's negative and what's bad, what they're going through, and it's going to feel like, oh my God, like these people, like their lives are terrible. Like I couldn't
Mhm.
even imagine who they are. And then you get to the wants and aspirations, and then this is the other side, and this is going to be like, oh my God, like these people actually want to get somewhere,
Yeah.
right? They actually need my help.
Yeah. They
And
want to spend quality time with their kid, Like
yeah,
they come home from work exhausted. They just want to hit the couch and watch Netflix. But they have shame because that's no
yeah,
good. Not having quality time with your kid is bad news. So this product is going to help them get closer connected with, their kid, which is huge. I mean, that's like leaving a legacy. I mean, that's how big it
exactly.
gets. Yeah. Yeah. Just
Exactly.
loving people better, being able to show up your best self.
Yeah, and live with, passion and zest and live vibrantly. And that's what,
Mhm.
I do the exact same thing for fears and frustrations. Now I do it for wants and aspirations. Now, this group, it's actually not a lot of people posting about it, so I only have about a page, maybe a half page of them.
Mhm.
But, we'll say like I wake up and I want to feel fantastic. I want mental clarity, tons of energy, happy and positive. It's the best feeling ever. And then you can start to connect these things to the pain points and bridge the gap. Like, how can I bridge the gap? What are the ideas I can come up with to bridge the gap? And I'm telling you, once again, you're going to start brimming with ideas. Um, you could be like, why getting 8 hours of sleep is actually the worst thing you could do for your fatigue,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Well, yeah, go ahead. I
oh,
think
I was
I
just
got
gonna
it.
say, something interesting, but just a concept, just an
How do you
idea.
how do you connect with these people to get them to open up about their wants and desires without being too open or not forceful, but like too transparent?
Yeah.
Do you ask questions like, "Hey, what do you guys hope to achieve in your life?" Or, I mean, how do you get people, or how do you uncover some of the stuff that's more in the aspiration category?
Yeah, so a lot of this is me just going through probably weeks or months old on the forum, um, and just chiming in. So like one guy was talking about like how has anyone successfully had a relationship with this? And that sparked a whole conversation, and then maybe a couple comments towards the end where people are like, no, I want to, I that's my main goal in life, but I'm too scared to because I'm insecure about that. And then you could chime in and be like, oh well, you know so many people have insecurities, and there's no reason to let this chime in. And then they'll you give positive
Mhm.
feedback whenever you could, and it's going to spark um, an emotional response from people, because people, when they post on the internet, um,
Mhm.
people are actually really appreciative of positive comments. And believe it or not, most people hate negative comments, whether they can brush it off or not. Um, it's like people really like negative comments really hurt, but they really appreciate a genuine positive comment. And a Facebook group, when it's a particular problem and you give an enthusiastic, positive solution or encouragement, people respond very well to it. And it's not, I mean, like you could look at it as like manipulating, but like honestly, once you get into this stuff, it's really enjoyable because you learn so much about people and you go like, say you were in a Facebook group about, like, I like to exercise, but I'm not a bodybuilder, but I could still chime in on a bodybuilder Facebook group because I could be like, hey, I'm that guy who started at 130 pounds. I'm at 160 pounds. Just want to know how I could get to that next 180 pounds, 190 pounds. And I'm sure there's plenty of guys who are in my situation just dying to give their advice, dying to, just vent to someone about, maybe the struggles they went through, or what I need to look out for, or, that type of stuff. And when you actually start, messaging people and talking with them, you actually are you're becoming one with the market. It's going to sound a little hippie-ish, but like you are. And there's something that happens. Yeah.
Hmm.
There's something that happens where you just start getting so many ideas. Um, Clayton Makepeace, one of the great copywriters, Gary Halbert too, I guess, but they would always preach,
Mhm.
talking to your audience in person. And like I can't just find someone with chronic fatigue. I'm sure I can eventually to talk to. But this is the next best thing I've got in the moment over a weekend. And they would preach that, when you talk with someone in person, something magical happens. Like they can't explain why, but the connection starts sparking ideas. And um, I mean, you need concepts on the fly. You need to write emails in a week. You're a copywriter. Your time's the most valuable thing you have. You need Facebook ideas. Like, I see no other fast way to do it than this.
So yeah, you would say this is total immersion in copywriting, right?
Yeah,
you're just gonna do a bomb drop right into their community in a good way. You're gonna be
yeah,
completely submerged in all their thinking, all their stories, their fears, their frustrations, their anxiety. Maybe there's some shame, things like that, some of the negative stuff, but then you're going to start to uncover their hopes and aspirations and their joys and their future that they really want. If they could just get past this hurdle, life would be better for them. And a
exactly.
copywriter is one of those people that like you're saying connects the pain, and creates a journey in their mind to get to the solution, in a quick, easy way that they can just jump on. Like we're trying to super drive their thinking process, so they don't have to spend any more time toiling about what should I do? Is this going to be right? Is this product good? When they read our copy, we want them to know that this is the way. This is it. We've done the footwork. We've figured it out. The solution is here. If you want it, if you want
Yep,
it, take it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
And and I keep the document going. I have another section for beliefs.
Hmm.
And you do the same thing. You just scroll through and you're looking for beliefs people have. Um, like people think, at least in the chronic fatigue niche, they accept this as their new normal. They say, oh, only 5% of people have been able to figure this out. How, am I part of that 5%? Probably not. Um, Usually I'm either up or I'm down, there's nothing really in between, or So you start getting these beliefs down. So now you have all their fears, frustrations, their wants and aspirations, and you have their beliefs. You literally have everything, and it's all their word for word language. None of this is your stuff. Even if you wrote something, just keep this document as all of their language. Um, because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to create an idea section at the end of this document. And you're going to go through and you're just going to write all your ideas at the end of this document. And you're going to write the copy. And then you're going to go back and insert in the copy parts of the exact language, parts of these sentences and words that fit in your copy, that are logical in your copy, to make it stronger and connect more with your audience.
Yeah, just it's literally copy and paste. Bam.
Copy and
They
paste.
said it. It's perfect. Bam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Your markets, your market, they're the geniuses, right? They're the
yeah,
ones who can express perfectly what's going on with them. I mean, we can hope and think that we're the genius, right? But really, the market's the
yeah,
genius. It's just up to us to let the genius speak for itself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You supply the ideas and they supply the copy. I mean, that's pretty much how
Yeah.
it works. And it's whether your idea hits or not. Some
Yep.
ideas hit more than others, but they supply the copy essentially. Or you get really good and you understand what your market can relate to. Like I said earlier, um, because it doesn't have to always be word for word what they say.
Yeah.
Why else would we watch TV shows and movies? Um, so, um,
Good. Anything else?
um, keep this document pretty fluid. You can certainly always go into Facebook and update it, or you could even start a brand new one every month or 2 months. But pretty much at the end of it, you're going to have a fears and frustration section
Mhm.
of 4 pages, wants and
Yeah.
aspirations of a few pages, ideally. I had 1 page of it, but then you're going to have a belief section, should be another page or a
Mhm.
few, ideally. And then you're going to have your just a section for ideas. So, after you do all the research, then set it aside and then go through each line and just write in the column, write your
Mhm.
ideas. What comes to your mind?
Yep.
What concepts work?
Yeah. Print
And
it
those
out. And
concepts,
yeah.
yeah,
Get out of the computer too. You can type all this stuff in, copy and paste, but print it out and then start writing in hand with your hand all over this thing,
exactly.
circling, underlining, arrows. Get your
Yeah,
ideas out.
and this doesn't take long. I mean, you could scour a Facebook group for, 2, 3 hours and make this document, and then the next day go through it and write concepts down. You could easily, I mean, a dozen concepts is not a lot. I mean, you're a copywriter, you're probably churning ideas out left and right. I mean, you could get 20, 30 ideas. I mean, think about it. If you showed up to your client meeting on Monday or Tuesday with 20 or 30 solid ideas and you knew how to talk in the exact language of your market. I mean, what would that do for your reputation?
Boom.
What would that do for,
Yeah.
just the quality of your writing?
Yeah.
I mean, it really is that simple.
It's the human connection, man. It's just jumping in, getting with people,
Yeah,
hanging out, understanding what they're all about, and gleaning their wisdom, and then reassembling it in a way that's going to hit. And man, you're the hero. You're the
exactly.
smartest guy in the room, and you're
Yeah,
just hanging out with people, talking.
yeah. And the thing is, like, this industry, it's like preached upon, like research, 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 research,
Yeah.
research. And that's true. Like you have to do research, but it doesn't have to take you, a month of research. You
Yeah.
you don't know what to even research until sometimes you sit down and write, because you don't know what you want to prove
Mhm.
until you actually sit down and write. Or sometimes you don't even know what the objections are until you try to sell to someone.
Yeah.
So sometimes the best way to get started is just to get started and just
Yeah.
do this weekend exercise and get into the market and get
Yeah.
updated with how they speak and just be one of them. And then, you know, you can figure out all the objections and, you know, maybe the best subject lines
Yeah.
that hit. But the way to do that is to actually start testing stuff. You know, research doesn't uncover everything. Sometimes you just got to get it started so you can actually uncover more. Um, that's just a little rant, but
Nice, man.
it's the truth,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. That's great advice, man. I'm stoked. And plus, Facebook, some people don't like the feed. They think it's too distracting. But groups, man, groups are kind
Groups.
of white hot. I mean, that's
We
where
always
a
talk
lot of
about
people
it.
find all the value. That's why they're on Facebook, is because they've got a problem or they want to fellowship with people with a like mind. And these
Yeah,
groups just are very organic. They're pretty helpful. They're ubiquitous on all sorts of things. You can search for groups. They're easy to find, man. I mean,
yep.
they're right there. And then
That-
you're in the Facebook zone. So you're doing your copy for Facebook through Facebook. Yeah,
yeah,
it's just like a good fit.
it's a great fit, and it's a great
Mhm.
use of your time. And um, yeah, I can't say enough about it. Just a simple way to, you know, get emerged.
Yep, totally, bro. Totally.
Totally, totally.
All right, hey, I think this is good. I think this wrapped it up nice. And for everybody who's watching this amazing stream, we don't have a lot of followers right now. We don't have a lot of subscribers, but I gotta say this: sub up. We would really appreciate it. Like this video would be awesome. Because we're just going to keep pumping out real life copywriting content. It's not glitzy, it's not flashy. It's just like real basic in the dirt copywriting wisdom that's gleaned through trial and error, through the experts that we've come in contact with, our heroes. We take our heroes' information and then we apply it and we figure out, yeah, that works, that doesn't work. This is how it is. But a lot of this stuff is just real life. This is how it is as a copywriter. There's some magic to it, but some of it's just super practical, basic stuff. And that's what
Yeah.
we're all about here at the Social Ad School. All right,
So,
with that, let's head out of here. Later.
ooh.